the Supreme Court unanimously orders the return of 60 billion pesos to PhilHealth. Former Public Works Chief Singson says the Independent Commission for Infrastructure is powerless to carry out its mandate. The President orders authorities to track down controversial contractor Sarah Discaya over a ghost project in Davao Occidental. The Securities and Exchange Commission revokes the registrations of 2 Discaya firms over false ownership information. And the United States plans to expand its travel ban to more than 30 countries. The Supreme Court unanimously orders the return of 60 billion pesos to the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. This after the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ordered the fund transfer from PhilHealth to the National Treasury in 2024. The SC's ruling on Friday, December 5 states that the fund transfer was unconstitutional. The High Court also permanently prohibits the transfer of the remaining 29.9 billion pesos fund balance. Several groups and public health advocates had filed petitions with the SC seeking to block the order of the Finance Department to transfer 89.9 billion pesos in excess PhilHealth funds to the National Treasury. Then Finance Secretary Ralph Recto sought to justify the transfer, saying the order was within the bounds of the law, but petitioners argued it violates the Universal Healthcare Act. The law states that PhilHealth's reserve funds or income cannot be used as a general fund of the national government. Former Public Works Chief Rogelio Singson says the Independent Commission for Infrastructure does not have enough powers to carry out its mandate. This, he says, just a day after his resignation as commissioner of the investigative body.
Walang budget. Okay. Kung lumabag ka sa gera, suotin mo yung problema, hindi ka naman binigyan ng mas. Ano nangyari sa'yo? Hindi nakatiwang ka. You cannot defend yourself.
The Department of Budget and Management only approved a 41.4 million peso budget for the commission in early November, around 2 months after its creation. Last week, ICI's powers were also questioned after several lawmakers managed to evade its live streaming efforts by asking for executive sessions. Presidential son and Ilocos Norte 1st District Representative Sandro Marcos was among those who asked for a closed-door hearing. In addition, the commission is powerless to compel a person to appear before them. Davao City 1st District Representative Paulo Duterte on Thursday, December 4, declined an invitation from the ICI. He asserts that it has no power nor jurisdiction over him. Singson hopes that before the year ends, there would be a, quote, much stronger independent commission with proper powers and authorities that the ICI doesn't have. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. orders the Department of the Interior and Local Government and the Philippine National Police to track down controversial contractor Sarah Discaya and others allegedly involved in a ghost project in Davao Occidental. Shortly after Marcos's announcement, the Office of the Ombudsman orders the filing of criminal charges against Discaya and other individuals. Discaya and 9 others face cases of malversation of public funds and violation of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act for the allegedly anomalous Davao Occidental project. This includes Maria Roma Angeline Rimando of St. Timothy Construction Corporation, District Engineer Rodrigo Larete and Assistant District Engineer Michael Awa of the DPWH Davao Occidental District Engineering Office, and several other section chiefs, project engineers, and inspectors.
Sa inspeksyon ng CIDG noong 25 September 2025, natukoy na walang anumang konstruksyon sa lugar na yon. Kinumpirma ng mga indigenous peoples at barangay officials sa kanilang joint affidavit na walang naganap na implementasyon ng proyekto.
As in the first case involving resigned lawmaker Zaldi Co, the Ombudsman also recommends no bail for the malversation case. The Securities and Exchange Commission revokes the registrations of 2 Discaya-owned firms for failing to disclose beneficial ownership information. In resolutions dated November 26, the SEC canceled the certificates of incorporation of St. Timothy Construction Corporation and St. Gerard Construction General Contractor and Development Corporation. The 2 firms were also ordered to pay a penalty of 2 million pesos each. Their directors were further disqualified from being a director, trustee, or officer of any corporation for 5 years. The SEC cites a Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing on September 1 when Sarah Discaya admitted she was the owner of St. Timothy and St. Gerard. The SEC notes that Discaya's involvement was not disclosed in both companies. Discaya said in April that she had divested from St. Timothy in 2018. The United States plans to expand the number of countries covered by its travel ban to more than 30. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says Thursday, December 4, President Donald Trump is continuing to evaluate the countries. In June, Trump signed a proclamation banning the citizens of 12 countries from entering the United States and restricting those from 7 others. He said it was needed to protect against quote-unquote foreign terrorists and other security threats. The ban applies to both immigrants and non-immigrants, such as tourists, students, and business travelers. Noem did not specify which countries will be added to the list. This marks another escalation of migration measures since the shooting of 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. last November 26 by an Afghan national. Trump vowed then to, quote, permanently pause migration from all third world countries. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the wRap.